back in New Year's video after Vlogmas. This is going to be a New Year's resolution video, but I will take it easy. Okay, when looking back, I have my computer here with lots of notes and so on that I wrote down that I want to talk about and go through as well. So generally I'm not the biggest fan of New Year's resolution. I just think that you implement the changes in your life every month or week or something like that if you want to do something. So I don't feel the huge need to do it on New Year's, and until last year I've never wrote down New Year's resolution, but last year I did, and I think that part of the problem was also that I was stuck in like a school year for a very long time, because I started working as a teacher as well, so I kept being stuck in the school year because of it. So the moment of a lot of changes is September for me and not January, but at the same time it can be a good way to separate your personal goals, your hobbies, creativity and so on from the professional goals or school goals as well. So maybe there's something in it. And even though last year I did write down all of my goals or intention for the year in Notion, I didn't really look at it that much during the year. Like the first 2 months I was very intentional about it and so on, but then I didn't look at it and completely forgot about it until like a couple days ago, when I started thinking about filming this video, and then I had a thought, oh yeah, I did do something like that last year. So it was an experience to open it, I'm not gonna lie. But before we go there, because I procrastinated filming this video, because I went into this rabbit hole of like, okay, so 2025 I'm gonna learn 15 languages, move, do 5 degrees, land on Mars at the end of the year and everything. So I need to hold my horses a little bit, and before I go into the new year and resolution, what I want to change and so on, I did a little recap of the year, and it did help me a lot to see that actually even the year that I felt like not that many things happened and I didn't implement that many changes, or I didn't experience that much of improvement in my life, I still experienced a lot, and all of it happened. I just didn't notice it because I was so focused on this weekly basis, monthly basis and so on, that I didn't see the whole picture. So I'm really glad I did it, and I think this might be the game change for me, that I will actually start doing a yearly recap and also yearly goals to see this big picture. And of course celebrating the little step during the year is important, but I think celebrating the whole year could be as important and enjoyable as the small steps along the way. So going back to where we started, besides recapping the pictures that showed that I started crocheting, I did quite a bit of traveling that, to be honest, I didn't pay attention that much to. Like, of course I'm grateful that I could do it and it was a possibility for me, but I kind of forgot. I felt like, because during all of the travels I'm working remotely, I felt like, oh, I didn't do any traveling, I was just staying home, which just wasn't true. And then after seeing all of this, I opened the list of my goals of last year as well, and the way I did it last year is that I divided it into a couple categories. I made a category of lifelong learning, skills, personal, company, financial / materialistic, health and fitness, and friends and family. Most of the things I wrote there I achieved, which means they were very deep intentions in me, because even though I didn't see them physically, I was still chasing them. The category which I did not take a single thing is skills, and I was very focused on like learning languages in this category when it comes to what I wrote as my goals, and I did not do any of it, like zero. But I think that as important as setting those goals is, equally important is being flexible with yourself and reacting to what you actually need and is good for you during this year. And I could not and did not predict that this year I will experience burnout. And I did experience it, so there were a lot of more important stuff that I had to focus on. For example, slowing down, than achieving all of it. And I think letting go of this particular category was a very good decision, because thanks to the fact that I let go of this category, I could have enough time to make some changes in my life, to react to the first signs of burnout that I saw, and so on and so on. So I think letting go of it was bigger achievement than if I would push it on myself and just do it anyway. So another thing to celebrate, I think, and something that I completely did not remember that I put on this list, but I did, and I saw it today while opening the list for the first time in almost a year, is that I wrote that I want to film a YouTube video. That I want to film my first YouTube video. I completely did not remember it. I don't know how, but what is even funnier, next to this goal, I wrote, I don't have to post it, just start filming and editing. And I did not only post my first video, I just finished Vlogmas and posted 23 videos in December only. So bravo to me, I guess, for not only filming it, but also posting it and so on. Like, of course, I posted the first one in November, so like vlog style, meaning. So it took some time during the year, but when I started, oh god, I started. Okay, and now I think that's the end of my recap of 2024. Let's go into 2025. It's been a couple days exactly. It is 2nd of January right now. I did a little bit of a break between filming about 2024 and now filming about goals for 2025. I just wanted to make sure I have enough time to reflect, enjoy my reflection, and now focus on the new year when we're actually in the new year. So let's go together through my goals for 2025. As I said before, I categorize them into little groups, so it's easier for me to deep dive and really point out everything that I would like to achieve or my intention within this group. I wrote quite a lot of stuff, I think, but as the year before, it is important for me that if something isn't serving me, I feel that it isn't good for me, it is more important to cross this out than to force it on myself. So just keep it in mind as well. Let's go through all of my categories. The first category that I have is lifelong learning, sorry. And the first thing I wrote is do one of the parts for CELTA certificate. It is a certificate about teaching English. It has multiple parts. You can do it in one go or you can divide it a little bit. And I know that for me, time-wise, financial-wise and everything, this is a bit of a stretch to do it in 1 year. So I just want to start with it this year and then see how it goes. If I do one part, I will already be satisfied that I went forward with my teaching skills. When it comes to non-career skills, I want to really deep dive into literature and reading this year. So first, most important goal for me is to create the habit of reading. I am reading quite a bit, I would say, but I noticed that this year I'm not so much focused about reading itself and the process of reading as I'm focused on reaching my yearly goal. So first thing I did, I put down my yearly goal of read books to 40 from 50. which for the last 2 years I didn't achieve anyway, so it was stupid to keep going with it. So I put it down a bit. It's still a lot because I still want to read a lot, but I really want to focus on the habit itself and not on the number. And I want to read more classics. I started with it the first book I read was Animal Farm. It is a very, very short classic, very straightforward, to be honest. Like, okay, it is about animals instead of people, but if you know that it is about politics, you will see all of the metaphors immediately. So if you want to start with the classic, I really recommend you this one. And beside this, I also really want to either do a course or read a book that will expand my knowledge about literature generally, so I can understand the classics more, but generally I can understand more motives and so on, and also be able to write better reviews thanks to it. So those are the parts that I want to take care of. The last part of lifelong learning goals for me is to write more. Generally, I want to try the creative way journaling. It is a very popular book and journaling within creators. And I heard lots of stuff about it. I want to try it. I'm not sure if it's gonna be my thing, but I want to try it at least. And also I want to journal more about books, creating the habit of journaling, deep diving into books generally, and not just reading as fast as possible to have one more on the list. Okay, the second category for me is personal. I'm not gonna go deep dive into it because it's personal, of course, but it's things that you could put there is like mental health, the habits that you want to live in 2024, the habits that you want to create in 2025, about mental health, your personal space, and so on and so on. My next category is work. I divided into two sections because right now my work is divided into two sections. One is Language Lab, which is my language school that I teach at and founded as well, and of course YouTube right now as well. Let's go through Language Lab firstly. I really want to create group classes. I think I'm gonna start with exam preparation. I think it's a better option for a lot of people. Generally, it is more affordable, of course, for people, so more people can join the classes. And for teachers, I think it's a very good option too, to have some consistency in their lives and their schedules. So I think it's a good idea for everybody. So I really, really want to create group classes for the next school year. So I have half a year to prepare for it. I want to start writing a blog about language learning on the website of Language Lab, which is gonna be in Polish, probably. And I want to include topics like grammar, exam preparation, some important words for specific situations if you need to prepare for something very quickly, but also generally how to learn, what apps I recommend, what I think doesn't serve you as much, and so on and so on. My last big thing to achieve in Language Lab is expand the team. And when I think about expanding the team, I think beyond the teachers, some kind of backup, not backup, I think it sounds bad, but just like expanding the team beyond just teaching, but when it comes to social media, writing blogs, creating some kind of strategies and so on. So if I would manage it, I would be very, very happy. It would be a huge achievement for me for sure. So the last one, I think it will be the most difficult one, but let's see. Okay, when it comes to YouTube, I wrote hitting 10k subs, which I'm on first k, so I have no idea if this is realistic at all, but let's manifest it. Let's manifest in 10k in this community, because I love this little job that I just created for myself and really want to keep doing it. My next point under the YouTube goals is keeping creating within the 3 pillars of my content. So the 3 pillars of my content that I want to base my content on, and I chose over the last 2 months. It kind of got out of me. It wasn't like I planned it. I just started, I done Vlogmas, of course, and I started creating so many videos that it turned out this is what I'm passionate about. My cat has zoomies, so you will be, cats have zoomies, so you will be hearing a lot of this. So those 3 pillars that I have turn out to be stuff that I'm passionate about, that I enjoy creating content around. So I definitely want to take care of those 3 pillars. The pillars itself, because I didn't say it yet, is books/reading, crocheting, vlogs and tutorials with like underline on tutorials. And the third one is gluten-free diet and / celiac diet, which is obviously not the same. I'm celiac, so I'm leaning towards that. I'm not leaning, I need to have this kind of diet, but I think gluten-free diet is more general, more people can take inspiration from. Of course, I want to still experiment with new content, see what can I create, but those 3 categories is what I will be focused on. I also want to create like a longer series about books. This is connecting with my lifelong learning goals as well. I have a couple ideas in mind, but I'm not sure where I'm gonna go yet. When it comes to consistency, I want to post 1 video per week for sure, like no matter what, this 1 video is going up. When it comes to the second one, I will try my best, but if I see that it is too much or this particular week I cannot do it, then I will let it go. So this 1 video for sure, the second one, trying my best. This is my goal. And as the last dot and goal, I wrote 1 more time more tutorials for crocheting, because I enjoy this part a lot and I can see that my audience enjoys it a lot as well. Okay, next category is, oh my god, financial / materialistic. The first one is finally fix my laptop, because I know that I have a very good laptop and I'm emotionally attached to it, but it needs fixing. It needs fixing so badly, and I need to force myself to fix it on time, because normally on a daily basis I work on a bigger computer, and this laptop I'm using just for traveling, and I remember about fixing it about like a week before travels, and then it's just too late to do it, and then I keep like going into my head, oh, I should buy a new one, but I don't need it. So first goal is to fix this one. Second one, it's a bit silly, but I know I'm 25 and it is my yearly goal list. But I really want hoo-hoo markers. I am on coloring book TikTok and I cannot stop thinking about these freaking markers and how well they work. So just had to put it. And the next one is DJ Osmo camera. I don't know how to pronounce this brand, to be honest, but I'm sure you know which one. It's very trendy right now too, and I think this would be a very good addition to the one that I have, that is my main camera for vlogging out, because I'm still a bit shy about it, and for vlogging while traveling, I think this could be a game changer as well. So I hope this one will come my way as well. And the last one is self-cleaning toilet for my cats, but especially Tokyo. He needs it the most, just to make my life easier, to be honest, and less smelly as well. And my last category is health and fitness. So I'm very, very bad with working out right now. And my goal, I put working out twice a week. This is the twice a week number is like non-negotiable. No matter what is happening, traveling, not traveling, anything, twice a week needs to be done. If it happens more, perfect, let's go. But if it's just twice a week, this is not the bare minimum, but what satisfies me already. And the next one is starting taking greens and vitamins. I'm gonna write it right now. Consistently start taking greens and vitamins. And like the most popular one that is all over social media, it wasn't available in Poland and in most of the parts of Europe. Like you could order it, but it was very, very expensive and very hard to get. But right now there are some new brands that have greens and with very good ingredients inside, so I want to finally start taking it as well. And yeah, that's basically it, to be honest. I'm sure that this is not like my ready list yet. I will definitely write some stuff in or maybe delete it throughout the January for sure, because I don't think this is something that you should or I could just sit down and write in 3 seconds. I'm just need to take my time, and there are some stuff that I wouldn't think about now but are so important for me, or that I wrote down and then when I think about it I think, okay, this is not something I want to prioritize. So I will definitely keep working with this list for the first month and see what serves me, what not during the whole year as well. I hope I would remember to keep the notes around the goals, so at the end of the year we can go through it together again. And yeah, that would be basically it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for being here since the beginning of my journey with YouTube. Happy New Year's. Take it slow. Be gentle with yourself at the beginning of the year so you can keep doing it the whole year. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Now I am gonna pack because I'm gonna film my first travel vlog. So stay tuned for exciting videos next week. Bye.